What's up, YouTube? It's Joel here. I've got an update on this Get My Payment portal not working and what's going on and what you can do about it. Also, a fourth stimulus check that is already in the works with this new infrastructure bill that is already being curated by the administration. Also, I've got some reasons why some have received their stimulus checks and some haven't, but I do have some amazing news for those that haven't filed your 2020 tax returns yet or are having issues with your stimulus check in terms of the amount, which we'll get to in a moment. So when it comes to distributing all these stimulus checks, it's a lot more complicated than what most people think. But I'm gonna break it all down so that you can understand more clearly how the system works and when you can expect to get your stimulus check. Over 100 million checks have already been sent out, which is great, but there is still a lot of people that have not received theirs yet, but they will very soon. So you should smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps out to grow the channel, get these videos out there for more people to see, get the info that they need to know. Also, if you get a comment that looks like it's coming from me asking you to reach out to the admin or text like a WhatsApp number, I just want to let everybody know it's spam. I'm trying to block them as much as possible and remove those comments, but please don't reply to those. Everyone is wondering, where's my check? The IRS systems have been down, but also here are the reasons why you may be seeing that message on the Get My Payment website. Messages like payment status not available. Maybe reasons why you haven't received your stimulus check yet, but I'm going to give you the top 3 of why you haven't so that you have an understanding of what's going on. Number 1, you didn't file a recent tax return. And when I say recent, I'm talking about 2020. The IRS is already pushing back the tax filing deadline by 1 month to May 17th. The reason being is that a lot of things are happening right now in the IRS. They're having to set up the new child tax credit system that will be paying out monthly checks to families starting in July. They're trying to process normal tax returns for this year. That's why they're actually, postponing that tax deadline. And they're trying to get their systems to distribute those stimulus checks to those 200+ million Americans. Number 2, you moved or changed your bank account. So nearly 9 million Americans relocated in 2020. You know what that means? New town, new address, possibly new bank accounts. If you moved, below in the description, I put a link for the change of address form that you have to fill out and send to the IRS so that you can get things updated in their systems. The third thing is you filed a paper return. There's almost 7 million returns that were done by paper, which requires a lot of manual labor. So if you can e-file, which means being done electronically, you also get your money faster, a lot quicker in terms of even something like the stimulus checks. Also, let's talk about some other reasons why you may not be seeing your stimulus check. Understanding that the IRS is a very complex system, and if you just file your tax return, they could be processing that new info before they send out your full stimulus. Also, if the IRS tried to send a payment out to you, but it got denied for some reason, then that could be delaying your stimulus check. Remember, the IRS wants to get it right the first time. So whenever they're trying to process and send out these stimulus checks, if your tax return or if somebody that you're tied to, say you're married filing separately, their tax return, they haven't filed their taxes, but you have, then that means that it's being held up by processing, and they're wanting to get things straight before they send out a stimulus check so that they don't have to send it out again, or they don't have you trying to amend your return to get the right stimulus that's owed to you. But I got some amazing good news for you. The IRS said it will be reviewing 2020 tax returns, and if a taxpayer is entitled to more money, the agency will adjust the return and automatically issue the remaining balance, so the additional payments will be made as the IRS continues to process tax returns. So even if you don't get the right amount of stimulus and you file your taxes, or you filed your taxes and then you still didn't get the right amount of stimulus, the IRS is going to be processing and going through and reviewing this year's tax returns to make sure that they get the amount of money that you're supposed to get sent to you. Right now, we've got a ton of banks that are processing current stimulus checks, and a huge wave of people will be seeing their accounts fill with stimulus money on the 22nd. Remember that if you haven't got your stimulus yet, there are a ton of factors why you haven't. So be patient, understand that there's things that can be holding you up, but as I gave those couple of reasons, making sure that all your information is up to date, but understanding that if your tax return for 2020 is processing, that could be delaying your stimulus check. But we all know that Get My Payment website hasn't been giving all the most up-to-date information, so I promise I will bring to you the ways and the most up-to-date info, making sure that you get your stimulus as fast as possible. So let's talk about this new fourth stimulus check that's coming. So there are lawmakers that are pushing for more stimulus money. Representative Ro Khanna said a one-time $1,400 check is simply not enough to pay bills. We're 1 year into this pandemic and many Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Let's pass a $2,000 monthly stimulus check. Now, getting $2,000 monthly stimulus checks is a pretty far stretch, but a one-time stimulus check really is not. The Senate can use the budget reconciliation just like they did for the American Rescue Plan between now and October to send out more stimulus checks. They already plan to use that budget reconciliation for an infrastructure bill. This infrastructure bill is already expecting to cost around $2 trillion. And with so much support for the stimulus checks and the Democrats controlling the Senate, the House, and the presidency, we can expect that they're going to be putting some sort of extra stimulus check in this infrastructure bill. Now, this would most likely stay at the same $1,400 stimulus checks that we're already receiving and the same income brackets and thresholds that have already been set. All signs are pointing to another stimulus bill coming, and they have the votes and the means to make it happen. There are a ton of representatives that are already pushing, sending letters, talking to the senior officials in the House and in the Senate, pushing for additional stimulus checks with this new infrastructure bill. Let me know what you think about this in the comment, and we'll talk about it from there. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, stay up to date on stimulus and everything that's going on in terms of our government, and also see some really practical ways of increasing your wealth, making some real money coming from a person that grew up with nothing, but I've learned to work through the system and make it work for me so that me and my family can benefit. I mean, when it comes to like budgets, setting finance goals, making some side hustles work to make you some real money, I've got you. And I'm going to be bringing a lot of that to the channel. This is Joel with True Life Investing. Until next time, peace out.